Hi, this is Angela McFarlane and you're stamping with AMAC. This week's tip of the week is involving my product of the week, which is the Lasting Lily stamp set. This stamp set is only available as a freebie during celebrations, so if you want it, ask me for more details. And it's also a distinctive stamp. Now, being distinctive, there's a lot more detail in it than normal. So with normal red rubber stamps, there doesn't seem to be any issues, but because the photopolymer doesn't have quite as much cushioning, there seems to be a little bit of an issue if you've got a really juicy stamp. For example, I will show you, this is an older stamp ink pad. So it is my Melon Membo, and I will show you how that's a little bit blotchy, and sometimes if the ink pads are juicier, it's even more blotchy. It's just not a nice clear image. So what we've been recommended to do to correct that is either get the back of a spoon, or if you've got a little spatula or something, just gently push the ink back into the ink pad. And since the ink pads are stored upside down, all the ink will come back to the surface again after it's been stored. But then when you ink it up and stamp it, apply good firm pressure and use a really firm surface, and you can see the difference there. It's a lot clearer. The image is a lot nicer. There's a lot more detail in it. So it's easy as that. If you've got a plastic spoon or a metal spoon, it washes off easily enough. So just apply firm pressure, and you can see with even more ink gone that it's just a much clearer image. So if you like this tip and if you find it useful, can I ask you to please share it for me? Because I am trying to grow my business, and the more shares and comments I get on my posts, the more exposure I get, so I'd really appreciate that. And you might help someone else out who's having trouble with getting a nice clear image. And the same thing happens with also the leaves and the smaller lily. Just show you. Just use the same block, and that's really quite dark there, so I'll just mush a bit of the ink back into the ink pad, and you can see how quickly the ink comes back to the surface anyway with having it closed. Ink it up and stamp again, and you can see it's a much nicer image. So please share it if you found it useful, and thank you for watching, and happy stamping. I'll see you next time.